Welcome to Story Time with Yah. Blessings and shalom to you.
For centuries, a mysterious book was whispered about in the shadows of theology, a book mentioned in the Bible, yet lost to the Western world for over 1,000 years. Its very existence became a legend, a tantalizing secret that haunted the minds of scholars, priests, and seekers of forbidden knowledge. The mere mention of its name was enough to spark curiosity, and in some circles, fear. This is the story of the Book of Enoch and the man who brought it back, Archbishop Richard Laurence. Laurence was not just a scholar, but a man driven by a deep sense of purpose, determined to uncover truths that had been buried for centuries. Lawrence's quest to translate this ancient text was more than academic. It challenged the foundations of our spiritual history. He knew that what he was about to reveal could unsettle the very core of established beliefs, and yet, he pressed on, guided by a conviction that knowledge, no matter how dangerous, must not remain hidden. The Book of Enoch, once revered, vanished from Europe, labeled heretical or a forgery, but survived in Ethiopia, waiting for rediscovery. In the highlands of Ethiopia, monks preserved the text in their ancient language, Ge'ez, safeguarding it from the fires of censorship and the tides of time. In the early 19th century, Laurence unlocked secrets sealed away since the early church. He painstakingly translated the text, word by word, aware that each page brought him closer to a forgotten world. What he found was a bridge to a forgotten time, before the Messiah, yet filled with prophecies of his coming. The Book of Enoch offered a glimpse into the beliefs and hopes of a people longing for redemption, and it hinted at mysteries that would echo through the ages. The book spoke of fallen angels, giants, and cosmic secrets, ideas that would later shape Christian doctrine. It described a world where the boundaries between the divine and the mortal were blurred, where celestial beings walked among men, and where the fate of humanity was written in the stars. Laurence realized he held something explosive, a text that could reshape our understanding of history. He understood that the Book of Enoch was not just a relic, but a living challenge to the narratives that had dominated Western thought for centuries. When his translation was published in 1821, it was met with suspicion and controversy, not celebration. Theologians and church authorities debated its authenticity, and some even questioned Lawrence's motives, fearing the disruption it might cause. The book's initial printings were scarce, fueling rumors of deliberate suppression. Whispers spread that powerful figures wanted the book to remain in the shadows, its revelations too dangerous for the public eye. Was this an attempt to keep the truth hidden? To prevent questions the church couldn't answer? Or was it simply fear of the unknown, a reluctance to let go of comfortable certainties? The story of the Book of Enoch is not just about its ancient author. It is about the courage of those who dare to seek, to question, and to bring lost wisdom back into the world. It's about the modern struggle to bring its profound truths into the light. Every generation faces the challenge of confronting uncomfortable truths, and the Book of Enoch is a testament to that ongoing journey. Lawrence's work forced the world to confront a lost chapter of our spiritual heritage. His translation opened doors to new debates, new questions, and a deeper understanding of the roots of faith. The journey of Enoch's book was only beginning. Its rediscovery reminds us that history is never truly settled, and that the search for truth is a path that winds ever onward, inviting each of us to look deeper into the mysteries of our past. What if many of the core ideas we associate with Christianity didn't actually originate with Christianity itself? Imagine if the roots of these beliefs stretched back even further, into a time before the faith we know today took shape. The Book of Enoch, a mysterious and often overlooked text, reveals this startling truth, one that challenges our assumptions about where Christian ideas truly began. Long before the Gospels were ever written, themes like the coming of a Messiah, the enigmatic Son of Man, the final judgment of souls, and the cosmic battle between light and darkness were already inscribed in ancient manuscripts. These ideas didn't appear out of nowhere. They were part of a much older story. Over time, scholars came to realize that Enoch was not a Christian text at all. Instead, it was a Hebrew text, cherished and studied centuries before Christianity emerged. In many ways, it laid the intellectual and spiritual groundwork for what would become the new faith. The Book of Enoch was written during the Second Temple period, a time of great religious transformation. It shows us that many New Testament ideas about angels, demons, the afterlife, and divine judgment were not new inventions, but rather they drew deeply from Enoch's well of ancient wisdom and imagination. Think of it this way: you can't truly understand a river by only looking at its mouth, where it meets the sea. To grasp its full story, you must trace it all the way back to its source, to where the first drops begin their journey. Enoch is that source for so much of what would later become Christian thought. It's the wellspring from which many familiar ideas first flowed, shaping the beliefs of generations to come. Without Enoch, the story of our spiritual heritage is like a puzzle with a missing piece. There's a gap in our understanding, a crucial chapter left unread. Recognizing Enoch's influence doesn't diminish the New Testament. Instead, it enriches it, adding new layers of meaning and context to the stories we thought we knew so well. It reveals Christianity not as a sudden break from the past, but as the culmination of centuries of spiritual searching, debate, and hope, a journey that began long before the first disciples walked the earth. The Book of Enoch is the missing link, the bridge that connects the ancient world of the Old Testament to the new vision of the New Testament, helping us see the full sweep of religious history. By rediscovering Enoch, we gain a more complete, awe-inspiring picture of our spiritual heritage. Its words echo across the centuries, reminding us that the story of faith is always deeper and more interconnected than we imagine. Why would such a vital book be hidden from the world? Paul warned of those who suppress the truth, a warning that echoes through the centuries. Throughout history, powerful institutions have often decided what knowledge is safe for the public and what must remain concealed. The act of hiding a book is rarely just about the book itself. It's about controlling the ideas within and shaping the beliefs of generations. The Book of Enoch, with its dire warnings and cosmic revelations, threatened the carefully controlled narrative of the powerful. Its stories of angels, judgment, and hidden knowledge challenged the authority of those who claimed to speak for the divine. To them, Enoch was not just a book. It was a threat to their power, a spark that could ignite questions and doubts among the faithful. And early church fathers like Tertullian and Origen referenced Enoch, recognizing its influence and significance. But as the church grew more organized and sought unity, by the 4th century...
If you enjoyed that word, hit that like button and subscribe. God bless.